Yo, how's it going? So, today we're actually going to be reviewing my new account on Epic 7. With a lot of the Epic Dash stuff, a lot of the new content, I actually decided, let's just make a new account, let's just mess around a little bit. I want to review this because, to be honest, I think I've made pretty good progress. I've played this for about 10 days. If you are curious to know how many days you've actually played an account, if you go to memory chain here, it will say total login days. Total logins, 10. So I've played this game for about 10 days on my new account. I've played the game for a couple years now. Not an expert, I'm going to be honest, but I do know a couple of things that make life a bit easier. As you can see, we are currently level 64 after 10 days, which is pretty solid. Now, what we're probably going to do is just review my heroes here and kind of go over my plan for my account. Maybe this will help you, maybe this will at least show you what I've been doing. Straight away, let's just go ahead and take a look at my heroes then. So, first of all, we have some pretty PvE heroes that you've seen a million times before. We have Adventure Ross, obviously a very good knight, a character you really do want to build. Pretty much one of my favorite characters in the game, to be honest, in terms of usage, and he is on just a free set. On Aureus is obviously very good for most knights. It helps a lot with survivability. You do want to have him on this most of the time, from what I know. On the free sets are actually pretty easy to get. You go into events and you will find a lot of HP sets in the Hunt Expert challenges. I believe you get like 3 sets of actual just HP gear. You'll see in a moment actually. As you can see, of course, this is my Arasto. Very happy with him. I also have Tamarin, and she's on the same set because you get 3 of them, like I said. Tamarin, of course, one of the best soul weavers in the game for PvE. She is very, very good. I really recommend building her. She is a character you actually get in connections now, which basically means you don't have to try and pull for her, which is much, much better. I'm very happy to have her, and as you can see, free set. Honestly, it works. It gets the job done. That is really all you needed to do. I do recommend actually using this set because it is just so easy to get at the start of the game. And we also have her on Celestine. This is not something you have to do. I will explain why she actually has this on her in a little moment. I believe I might have used a bottle of knowledge on her, or I might have just picked it from an artifact thing. I think I might have used a bottle of knowledge. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I recommend doing it on limited artifacts, but I just did it, and you'll see why in a moment. But she is on Celestine. It works for her. Her first skill basically will heal an ally actually quite a bit, and it's actually quite helpful in a lot of scenarios, to be honest. There is other options, anything that heals. There's also anything that removes debuffs. Actually, I'm missing the 4-star artifact. I can't remember the name of it, but I will put on the screen if I can remember. But obviously, pretty decent. Anyway, next up we have Sigret. Now, Sigret is on also free gear. You'll see a pretty big thing here where we're just using free gear, but with Sigret, I could have actually improved the gear a lot more. This is very bad. Let's be honest. These stats are not very good. 276 crit damage, not even 80% crit rate. We're on 76% crit rate. It could be much, much better. But the one thing I like to do on new accounts, at least for me, is for my PvE characters, unless they're going to be needed for really hard content, in this example, Wyvern, I don't really want to give a great gear. I want to focus on giving gear to the units that are going to be in harder content or in PvP content for good gear. In the past, I've ended up having to put Sigret on my best gear just to try and do stuff quicker, but you find that it's not really necessary. In my case, if we go to Wyvern, I'll actually put this in the background just so we can kind of take a look at this. I'll also go for my team in a second. If we go over here, this team is a pretty standard team. I could use Furious instead of Tanara God, but I hate using Furious. He should stay his second skill takes 50 years, alright? It literally takes 50 years, but this works, and it works 40-50% of the time, even with Sigret on this gear, which to some people might not be good enough. Some people might want this to be 100% or 90%. To be honest, you're going to burn through your energy anyway. Unless you have no time, I find this to be fine. And obviously we're going to go over my other characters, but my Sigret's not in good gear like I showed you. So take a look at this. Not good gear. At least not great gear. And it works. I genuinely don't mind. And I don't care if we lose a couple of times because my Sigret might miss a crit. Because at the end of the day, if we can do it 40% of the time, we will eventually burn through our energy. It's not like the energy is unlimited and I want to try and speedrun it. It's way later into the game you have to worry about that. Kind of a tangent there, but I just want to preface, you don't have to worry about giving your Sigret insane gear, because if you do that, you're going to kind of screw yourself maybe in the long term if you decide to keep her on that gear. Now, moving on, we have Free Spirit Tera. This is a character that is very, very good for farming in Unrecorded History or any story stages at the beginning of a game. She makes it a lot easier, especially when she's awakened to a 3-star. She actually gets this back if she kills one enemy, which is very, very good because she will just spam this. One wave comes by, use it. Okay, everyone's dead. Next wave, uses it. Of course, if she goes first, it makes it a lot better because you don't want to have, like, for example, a Ross using his 3rd skill and then her using his 2nd skill. But in most cases, if you give her the free gear, as you can see, I've given her the Epic Dash gear, which is actually very good gear. I will probably take her off this because of another unit I have, which we'll go over in a moment, but she is fantastic. If you can give her the Epic Dash gear and then pour in story, she will pretty much carry you for a long time, and she's very, very good. I really like her, very good free-to-play unit. They also improved her a while back. I believe they buffed her. I'm not sure what the change was. I think it actually might have been the 2nd skill gain changed, but don't quote me on that. Regardless, very good character. Obviously on Daydream Joker originally. When you start this game on the Epic Dash actual event, on the login, you will get an artifact here with this. To be honest, it's actually pretty good at the start of the game to at least have, because you don't really have many options on like the first day. So this is actually very nice to drop on her and she will do good damage. You also have her on this artifact. If you're curious to know what artifacts actually put characters on, well, exclusive equipment, if you want to know what to put them on, you just click view statistics and you basically have it right here. This is what people use. People use the 3rd one. What am I using? The 1st one. Oh, yeah, I actually want to use this 1st one for a boss, for Asmonak. You can use her in Asmonak, but I would recommend using this exclusive equipment if you are going to do it, because the boss is dark. It basically means she uses her 2nd skill more often. Debatable if you want to use her. There are better options, but it is a choice at the end of the day. But anyway, moving on, we also have Commander Lorina. She is my favorite character for PvE, full stop. I, in the past, built her a little bit, but I didn't really invest into her much. She is insanely good. Really, really good character. I've heard it before. Many people already say it, but she is on really good gear. I believe I got this from the Epic Dash as well. It's a destruction set. It could be better because obviously it's one set. There isn't like maybe like a crit set, which would maybe improve her crit rate. But she is insanely good. If you haven't built her, I think this is literally the most important character. Just straight up. She's fantastic. Does a lot of damage. This skill still does a lot of damage because it's proportional to target's max health. Any characters that do this type of damage, I believe Green Bologna does as well, is very good because dealing damage by the max health of the target is very good for bosses. Just straight up. 3rd skill, fantastic as well. Just a very, very good character, and I really do enjoy her. Does so much damage. On Daydream Joker, just a great artifact for any beginner damage dealer. Just straight up going to carry you hardcore. Fantastic unit, and I will not talk about her anymore. Right, next up we have a character that might seem a little bit weirder because it's actually not as much of a PvE character as the other ones. You don't see this character being run in as many things in PvE as before, but there's actually a reason. This specific character is a reason I might take off gear from my Free Spirit area. Just straight up. As you can see, we have some random gear here and there. We got actually my ring for the World Arena E7 WC 2024 Champions ring. Trying to say that as an absolute pain, I'm not gonna lie, but this is how it rolled. It's 102. People have to let me know if this is good. I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, like 102 gear equipment score. I think this is like pretty useful on her, to be fair, but obviously we don't have like F-res, but doesn't really matter that much right now. This is still a pretty good piece, to be honest. We have a good amount of everything. Yeah, no, this is pretty good. Anyway, moving on. We have a bit of random gear here and there. I believe this is actually from the Epic Dash as well. There will probably be more Epic Dash gear as well available in the later weeks, so you probably see me using more of that. We also have some from Arena. This is pretty decent. It's nothing too crazy, but I just have 35% health. It helps with survivability, especially in PvE. I also have her on this artifact because I have Daydream Jokers on other characters. Honestly, pretty decent like I mentioned before. She's a fantastic unit though, honestly. Very, very good in PvP, as you can know. I'm pretty sure she's basically the best 4-star damage dealer in the game, in PvP especially. With her immortality as well, she is just really, really nice to have in PvE. I basically use her in unrecorded history now. She obviously doesn't clear stuff as fast as Free Spirit Teria because she doesn't have on her skill like a reset of the skill, but she is still ridiculously good and a lot of fun to use. We're also 10 minutes into this video, and I've only looked at like the 7th character, I believe. Oh crap. Listen, I hope this is helpful. I fully skilled her up as well, molded her because just a very good unit. She's going to be useful in the long run as well. I've been using her with a certain other character, which we're going to move on to now. But I want to say her gear is pretty decent. To be fair, these stats could be much better. Like taking a look at this, not crazy crit damage, her attack could be much better, but we do have a bit more bulk on her with the 14k HP, which is, I think, kind of necessary, especially in PvE. You can't have him too low HP because you just get one shot. That's just the reality. But next up we have Commander Pavlo. Now you might ask, why have I built him? Because I built a lot of PvE units. Even maybe Bloodblade Corinne could even be counted as a PvE unit, but I built Commander Pavlo. I've got to be honest, right? This is a very big thing you're going to see across the board on YouTube, or people will tell you to obviously focus on PvE units at the start, solely PvE units. And even though I do agree with that, you do want to have a bit of fun from time to time. If you know what you're doing, you can kind of get away with building maybe 1 or 2 characters that have PvP without really bricking your account, so to speak. Commander Pavlo is a character I use in Arena. I sometimes use him in unrecorded history. I believe him and Vildred are the fastest unrecorded history clear units. I could be wrong on that, but I don't have Vildred. But regardless, I like using him. Second skill, where he just does an AoE, is actually pretty helpful with BBK. I like using him in Arena. I know that Arena is not really a thing you should probably worry about right now, but we'll go ahead and take a look at Arena. Oh, we can't take a look at Arena. I'm not used to global server. I usually play on Europe server, so I'm not used to this reset time. Technically, it's better though, to be fair. But yeah, I use him in Arena. Basically, the team is actually... I can show you the team. Let's go and take a look at the team here. If we hop over to team, it's a very simple team. It is not good. You'll also notice I also have Flan built, but I say built, she's currently level 5. She has gear on her, but as you can see, this is the team. I also have Tera in the front because she's my only built unit that I feel like kind of helps with Bloodblade Corinne. If my characters don't die, I can kind of heal up Bloodblade Corinne. She also has her life steal as well from the first skill, so it becomes a bit better. Celestine on Tamarin, it's just very nice, but this is what I do. Why, you may ask? So let's go ahead and go back to actually my characters here. Go back here. I've got them built just to make my life easier, because on record history, it'll be a bit quicker. It's going to be a nice quality of life. And in Arena, I hate playing Arena really slowly. It just bores me out of existence. If I can use Bloodblade Corinne and also use Commander Pavlo, it just speeds things up. For me, that's a lot better. Also, I really like him. He's currently on the Epic Dash gear on the left, and also he has some random gear here. I believe this is from the Arena shop. Okay piece. It's okay. It's really not great. I mean, F-Res, it could be much, much better, but at the start, it's pretty good. And we also have this. Can I actually upgrade this on this? No. Okay. Can I upgrade though? No. Alright, I was hoping I could get speed regardless. And we also have these boots, which I crafted. These boots are very... these boots could be a lot better. I'm going to be honest. Like, obviously, it could be a lot better. They have quite high attack. On some characters, it's actually pretty good in substat. This actually went like 3 times into attack, I believe, or maybe 2 times. I'm not sure if it's going to Commander Pavlo to have this, but I believe Remnant Violet is a character that actually benefits a lot from more flat stats like this. Some characters do, but in most cases, you probably want percentage. But anyway, pretty good character. On a tangent, but I really love him. And that's actually a big reason why I've got him. He actually brings me over to my Grace of Growth. And also Moonlight Blessing. Grace of Growth, honestly, I've been tempted to actually purchase this just to have certain characters like him in here. So like PvP characters. I'll go over what characters I actually have a little bit more of. Been doing that for 10 minutes, 14 minutes. Oh god. Moonlight Blessing, I was originally going to pick maybe DDR, Death Dealer Ray, because obviously he's very, very good, but for me, I hate his playstyle, very, very boring character. So I've decided I'm going to go with Conqueror Lilius. We are almost at episode 4, 410 actually. This is like, I think we're like 5 away from actually completing this. Really going on a tangent here, but it's kind of worth it, I think, to be honest. Yeah, we're actually very close to completing this, as you can see. This is the final stage of episode 4. This will be the zero fight. I think you can actually do it now a lot easier with actually the option, if you weren't aware. Basically, when you lose a stage, you can now click continue and you'll basically reset all your characters. It's actually very, very helpful, and I think we can do it on the CEO stage as well. So we're going to probably just use like a one-shot team, like Commander Lorina, BBK, Tamarin, Aros. Go ahead and run it and see how well it does. If we're like more than half its HP down, I'm probably going to go ahead and just continue. And then we should win it. That will basically mean I can get my Commander Lilius, which will be very nice. She's great for a lot of things. I actually really like her. And obviously I could pick like Pavlo, but we have him. Pavlo isn't really a character you probably should choose unless you get incredibly lucky with the other characters. Now, we also have Seria. As you can see, she's on no gear. I do want to build her. She's a character you can use in quite a lot of places. She's a very good PvE character, but personally, I'm not going to use her right now. But when I get gear for her, I will try and use her. Alright, next up we have Tera God. This is a character I love using for Wyvern. I absolutely despise using Furious. I actually built Furious. I don't have him here, I don't believe. But Furious is actually atrocious for how long his animations are. He's a good character, I know, it technically doesn't matter, but I hate using Furious. I've used him for so long. Tera God just makes things so much easier. His defense break is just very nice. And this actual dual attack chance is actually really good. It actually makes speed not as much of a big problem for your team, in a sense. But as you can see, he is on some pretty free gear, not very good gear at all. It's not even upgraded to max. I actually don't plan on upgrading this pretty much at all now. This will probably be his gear for the rest of the game, because to be honest, if it works, why fix it? I don't need to upgrade this. I also have him on this. This is, to be fair, a decent piece on him because I actually lack a bit of effectiveness. I actually need him on like 65% if I want him to be like efficient. But if it works, then don't fix it. I have him on this artifact. I don't see many characters per using this, so I dropped this onto him. There wasn't many other artifacts I wanted to put on him. I could put him on Warhorn, maybe for example. It would actually help with a bit more damage, but just have him on this. If it works, doesn't need to be fixed. I could switch him maybe on Daydream Joker as well at some point if I want just to do more damage, but that doesn't really matter right now. We also have Brieg. He's on the free set that Aros and Tamarin is on. As you can expect, pretty good. I also have him in Proof of Valor. Proof of Valor, just reducing the damage he takes. It's probably not the best option to be honest, but I generally do like having him on this. He does also have this, his actual artifact, but I'm probably just going to use Proof of Valor because take less damage means less stats needed, and it's generally pretty helpful. And we also have his skills a little bit upgraded. His second skill is not maxed out, to be fair. I haven't really thought about like, molds and some of these characters, but most of the characters are upgraded. I'll put it that way. But Brieg, I want to probably upgrade his second skill, but most of his stuff is built mostly okay. I don't really recommend spending like 50 molars on characters, just spamming them on every single character. It really adds up, and I'm already, I think, on 20? 17. Even worse. Yeah, don't recommend spamming them. Then we have Mui. Mui is a character that's obviously very, very good for Wyvern. Actually, the sole character that is basically necessary, to be honest. I think he is one of the most necessary characters. I think with Brieg, it becomes a lot easier to do Wyvern. If you don't use Brieg, it's a little bit more difficult. I think Crozet is like basically statistically one of the better ones, but Brieg is very, very good. Really recommend him. Great for PvE. But Mui, like I was talking about, his gear, oh my god, I just realized how awful it is. Oh, Jesus. Okay, his gear is atrocious. I will be honest. The main thing that really matters is this upgrades to plus 12, so he has a little bit more bulk. That's all he needs. And he also has effectiveness and I believe a speed boot, which I put him on as well. I got this just by making some gear. You want him on a speed boot and the effectiveness ring that you actually get in the Grace of Growth. I keep saying Grace of Growth. I mean Adventure's Path, not Grace of Growth. You don't get gear there, last time I checked. I mean, I wish they gave us gear there. Maybe like 3 plus 15 gear on each character you put on there. Anyway, effectiveness ring, you want him on this, it's free. You literally get 70. You just upgrade a little bit until he reaches 65. I've got him on 83. Does not need to be on 83, but regardless, very, very good character. one of the best Wyvern characters out there. There is a lot of alternatives to Wyvern teams. You could use like Clarissa, you could use Alexa, maybe no replacement for Mui, but in the overall team, if you want to see me make maybe a Wyvern guide or something like that, I can do that, but of course, I'm pretty lazy. I'll put it that way. I'm pretty lazy. Next up, we have Iseria. I'm going to try and get through these a little bit faster. As you can see, she's actually on quite a lot of Goblin gear. This is the epic dash gear you get. You can go and take a look at this now. I should probably not do this because it's watching make the video go even longer, but this is actually very, very good for beginners. Just straight up, I find this to be really, really helpful. Very good for gear. I actually got a lot of gear for Iseria through this. If you can try and use that gear, it's very good for PvE at the beginning. I'm probably not going to switch out his gear for a long time. But as you can see, we have her on some pretty decent gear. She's on 60% effectiveness. I also have this artifact on her just to increase dual attack chance, but mostly increasing attack of allies, which is actually pretty nice. 20% is actually pretty good. I honestly forget about this artifact a lot of the time. And also this gear, 217 speed. Honestly, pretty good speed for Asmonach. That is literally just where I use her. We can just take a look at her team here. We hop over. Asmonach is actually a pretty easy thing once you actually get a hang of it. And you'll see what I mean by BBK being my replacement for Free Spiritaria. I use her here. Honestly, BBK low-key might be one of the better options just because of her survivability, the immortality, the damage is humongous as well. She actually clears the waves of some of the little enemies next to the boss. Actually very, very nice. Iseria as well, and also use Brieg. In the past, people would use Aros, and Aros is a good option, but I find that Brieg makes this so much easier, genuinely. Brieg is a fantastic unit, but I don't need to go over that. And Iseria gets used as well. Level 50, not gonna level 60 here, I don't think. With a lot of these type of characters that are like support units, like Mui, like Tanner God, debatably could be damage dealers down the line, to be fair. But a lot of these like support units, I don't recommend 6-star on them unless you are using them for damage. Or maybe you really, really need the stats. Like Tamarin. For example, Tamarin actually it heals HP based off her max health, I believe. So, where is it? Amount recovered increased proportional to the caster's max health. So higher stats are more important than her, but in most cases, someone like Iseria, you don't need her to be really juiced out, to be honest. And yeah, this is her basic build. Very, very good, and I like using her. Obviously, very good PvE unit, and a unit I picked on the beginning of the game on the starter summons, which you can do. Right, next up we have Vivan. She has just a bunch of random gear. I'm going to try and build her, mainly for Banshee. This is kind of a very random gear. If I don't use her, I'm just going to end up moving this gear and basically putting it on the damage dealer. I have just some stuff equipped. I'm currently missing a helmet and a necklace. This gear isn't amazing, but to be honest, it mostly works. This is the free one you get in the Arena Battle Pass, and we also have this from Arena. As you can see, it could have rolled better. This always goes into Efres. I don't know why, but it always goes into Efres. I hate it. Also have on Time Matter. Time Matter, I believe, is one of the options that people tend to pick. Should not be taking a look at this. This is really, really slowing down stuff. Time Matter, yeah, most people put on Time Matter. I've seen people put on something else though, as well. Don't know if this is really the best choice, but this is what I do. And yeah, I'm going to try and build her. That's the basic gist. Not sure what I'm going to do about molars, but I'm actually going to get to that when it comes to it. Third skill per mold is going to be important, but we'll go and take a look later down the line. Now, Vlan. We're on level 75, level 75, I wish. Level 5. She is only awakened once. Not the best, right? But she gets a job done. She's on this artifact, which actually increases crit chance over all allies. Actually very helpful if I don't have 100% crit rate, which I believe I do not. This is the character I use on my cleave team, my very, very beginner cleave team. Literally all I did was just throw my fastest stuff on her, and she's on 214 speed. My BBK is still faster, which is kind of funny, but it kind of works with Pavlo in a way, so I'm not complaining entirely. But yeah, she's on very bad gear. Some of this gear is decent, but it's not going to stay on her for long. It's literally there for the speed. Like I said before, she's really only built just to speed up Arena. Like I said before, I hate taking like 10 minutes to go through Arena Wings. I just want to rush it, just straight up. And next up we also have Ravi. She's a character I picked from my fully deck selector. She's a character that's very, very good, of course. I'm probably not going to use her for a while. I actually don't really know what she's used for specifically. I'll be honest, I've never used it before. But I know she's a very good character. A lot of people recommend her, and she is very worth using. I have her exclusive equipment as well. And yeah, that's Ravi. We also have Janua. I actually got this character through just normal summons. When I got him, I was mega happy. This is like just the start of my luck. My luck on this account has actually been very, very good, and I'll actually go over that in a moment. You can even see at the bottom, actually no, my face is covering it. Actually technically better. Janua, very, very good DPS character. The character I'm probably going to build next as my damage dealer, because he is just very, very good. PvP character, insanely good. Used in like all PvP practically, I swear. Very, very good. Got him on summons. Was very happy when I did. He is actually popping up in the normal summons, I believe in like 10 days or something like that. Not like the normal summons, but in the actually side story summons. That'd be very good. Cannot wait for that. And we also have Angelica Montmorency. Very good beginner healer. She is obviously very good in quite a few places in PvE. I like using her. I don't use her right now because of Tamarin. I have Tamarin's gear on her. If I do get more gear, I'll probably put something on her. But there's also Rwana, who I also use from time to time, but she has no gear because I have no gear. If I can equip these two with gear, I would, but unfortunately I cannot. Rwana, fantastic unit, honestly, very, very good. Actually, really pulls me through a lot of the harder content. And we also have Arden. Arden is a character that I'm going to try and get a light version of. I'm not using it right now, of course, but I'm going to try and get it. I wish the missions were quicker. I wish we didn't have to spend so much stamina on just trying to complete the missions. I will be able to do this, and it will mean I have to do the Zero boss fight probably again, because I'm not going to do this right now, but obviously the light character is very, very good. Savior Arden, very, very nice. Now, moving on to my luck. So, my first ML character on this account through the Moonlight Summons on Epic Dash, which I got, was Bloodmoon Haste. This character is honestly, obviously, very, very good in PvP. You can probably use him in PvE somewhere because he's just so good. Honestly, very, very good character. Actually, the reason why my Celestine is leveled up. This is why I actually have a ball of knowledge in it. Don't do what I did, it's not a good idea, but this is why I have him. I'm going to put him on Celestine, I'm going to put him on some counter gear. I actually have no gear right now, really, for him, so he is currently not built, but I have actually leveled up his skills. Cannot wait to use him. So happy I have him. Once I actually got him, I was like, okay, I'm playing this account, just straight up. And we also have Spectre Tenebria, a character I picked on my Moonlight Blessing. The first one, obviously very good character. I got her skin as well through the Epic Dash. This is a very pretty skin. To be honest, gonna say maybe something a bit controversial here. Maybe I'm not being controversial here. I hate her normal design. Her normal design is just not it. Not a fan. But this, absolutely beautiful. I love it. Cannot wait to use her. A very good PvE character. Very good in PvP. Character I need to use. I might give you exclusive equipment once it actually comes to it. But as you can see, we do not have any points to get that. Now, next up we have Aina. Okay, I'm going to be careful of how I say this name. Almost got myself demonetized. To be honest, we're not monetized anyway, but that'd be pretty bad. We have this girl. We have this girl. She is actually fantastic. She's currently not on any gear, but she was actually on gear before. She was on Warhorn as well. Pretty great unit, honestly, for Biss. For stuff like that, and even PvE, this is a fantastic skill to have. Increase attack, increases speed, recovers HP, does a whole lot of things. I've tried to do quite a few special change units. I didn't use it before, but this unit, honestly fantastic. She does actually get a lot of benefit with being with Commander Lorina, because some of her specialty change benefits here actually benefit with Dark Allies, so Lorina actually works pretty well. Very good character. I actually recommend building her. I recommend quite a lot of the special changes. I'll go over who I've got in a moment now. We also have even more luck. We have even more luck. I have Abyssal Euphine as well. I got this, I believe, 2 days ago, actually. When I got this, I was like, bro, are you for real? Obviously not got it built because she needs to be on Lifesteal. I'm probably going to use the free Abyss set that we get. You have to complete, like, the 90 stages of Abyss to get, like, a good Lifesteal set. It might not really be good enough because it's probably damage dealers for that, like, attack based. The sets are usually like that. It's usually not like bruisery lifesteal sets. But regardless, she is very good. Obviously, I'm not going to build her right now, but when I get the gear, I will go in and build her. I also have this. I picked this from the artifact selector. Elbrus is always a good shout if you don't have it, to be honest, and a character I will be using in future. Now, Falcon Cleary, have not built her. Someone I might use down the line. I'm not sure specifically what she's going to be used for. I think some people used to use her in Asmonak. I'm not sure if she's better than Iseria and Asmonak. People have to let me know. I'm pretty sure she isn't though, because second skill on Iseria actually resets Tamarin, which is fantastic, and it makes stuff a lot better. But she is obviously a very good character. Next up, we also have Concalilius. Once I get on my Moonlight Blessing, I will obviously use her. She's very good. PvP, very nice unit, first turn type of unit. I actually really wanted her for a long time. Her third skill animation is actually something that got me really into the game because I just loved it. I thought it looked really good. And she's obviously very good, without a doubt. Now, my final units here. I don't want to make this too long. I'm going to try and speedrun these final units. I don't have any gear on them, but these are more future investments, you could say. We have Kirsty? Oh, Kirsty. Christy. We have Christy. She is a unit I think is absolutely adorable in terms of design. Her first skill, I love her. I built her. I'm not sure how good she is. I know she's pretty solid, but I'm not sure how good she is for like PvE. I could probably use her as like a Banshee tank, or maybe use her in certain expeditions. I might be wrong on that, but regardless, a very adorable unit, and I just love her third skill. Listen, I'm going to build her anyway. She's a good special change. You should definitely do it anyway. We also have this character. I cannot say his name for the life of me, but Shadow Knight is a character that is, I'm pretty sure, mainly just PvP, but I built her because, well, built her. I got her from my special change because if you can try and do the special changes, it's going to be helpful. And also these type of characters, if you have no characters you can build at the time because you might have no Molagora, you might have a lot of resources but you just can't build them because Molagora, these characters you can literally just build because all it takes is literally Stigma and Catalyst. I still wish they changed Catalyst in this game and made them a bit easier to get, but that's just me. And we also have Mascot Hazel, fantastic unit for PvE, one of the better units in PvE. You will use it down the line very frequently from what I understand. I have not used her too often, but I will try and build her at some point when it comes to it. Don't try and build 50 units at once. I've been there and done that. It's a bad idea, but she is a very good future investment that we have basically set up in right now, basically. And we also have Unbound Knight, Unbound. We have ROL, guys. We have ROL. I can't speak, alright? We've done this for 33 minutes into the video. Okay, anyway, ROL, very good character in PvP. Can use her in PvE? I'm not too sure. Let's take a look at that. But she is a very good character in PvP, a very good beginner character with Savior Arden. Honestly, love them too. I'm basically building her up now just so I don't have to worry about it later. It's the simple thing to do. Also, with these characters, they actually need these things leveled up. But one positive to this is, yes, this does actually take up a lot of these, but there is actually an event if you go over to here. After you complete certain events in this tab here, you basically get these. These are fantastic for getting like Catalyst. All of these resources are amazing to get. So doing this, honestly, it becomes a lot easier awakening all these characters. Getting the kind of just done with, so you don't have to worry about it down the line, is very good. And my final character I'm probably going to build is Mercedes. And we also have some other characters, other ML characters. We also have like Last Piece Korean, we have Crimson Armand, Shuri. Shuri's going to be a character I'm going to build probably on the new gear that we actually get here. We'll take a look. As you can see, we get some Rage Gear. Rage Gear is very good for PvE, like one-shotting. It's pretty much the only use I believe. It's not good for PvE. Don't use this in PvP. From what I understand, it's not great for PvP. But this is gear I'm going to put on him, and we can basically one-shot stuff. Hopefully. Rage Gauge makes it a lot easier to one-shot stuff, generally. We also have Angelica. Honestly, Angel of Light Angelica, very good character. I want to build her as well, but not get into that anytime soon. We're not focusing on PvP too much. We're only doing quality of life PvP stuff. Champion Zerado, Challenger Dominion, Sinful Angelica, actually pretty useful in like PvE, PvP. She's going to be a character I probably build at some point as well. And we also have specially changed Doris because third skill's cute, I suppose. She's pretty good. I don't really know like how useful she is now because like all the 5 stars that I pretty much pollute in, mostly all of PvP from what I've seen, it's very difficult to have like these type of characters in the game, especially when there's so many better options, but still, pretty good character from my understand. Not a PvP type of guy, so could be wrong on anything I really say. And Camilla's going to be a character I build as well. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop a like. I really made this very, very long. I'm not sure why, I just felt like I had so much to get off my chest. My real big plan, to be honest, is just to build some of these final characters here, put some sets on some of these characters, like Ravi, like Janua. It's going to require a lot of farming. As you can see, I've got a lot of Sky Stones. Just to simply put, as like my last thing here, I will probably use all these Sky Stones and just refreshing energy. In a lot of cases, you probably just want to go ahead and go to lobby and actually just try and get bookmarks and stuff through here. But I'm going to use it on energy for mainly one reason, just to try and make my account set up so when I pull for characters way into the future, it'll be good. And we also do have summons left because I've not been pulling. There is a character called Fenris coming, and to be honest, I could pull for him, but if you didn't basically know this, if Hoochie shows up, the blue rat himself, it usually means there's going to be a limited collab coming or just a limited character coming very, very soon. So I would recommend holding off from pulling on Fenris unless you are me on my mail only account, which is actually a thing. It's a challenge account. Anyway, before I go on the tangent, once again, thank you for watching. If you want to see more Epic 7 content, if you actually enjoyed this, please leave a like or a comment down below. I have no idea if the Epic 7 community wants to see my content. I tend to do a lot more edited content. I have a channel with like 7k subscribers that does organized content. I've had a long break. I don't tend to like making content, but if I can do this type of content, people enjoy it, let me know. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you next one, and most importantly, have a wonderful day, and adios. Alright, I'm gonna be honest, I forgot one last thing, right? I forgot one last thing. So, if we go to my waiting room, there's actually stuff I wanted to show before, but I completely forgot about this. My look is actually even better, because I forgot to mention this, but I have a Straze in my storage. I also have picked a couple cards. I've got Selene, I've got Politis, I have 3 lures, saving it for ML Lure, I suppose, and we also have Natqual. These characters like Natqual and Lure, I've got them all through summons. I've not used any selectors on them, so just take that into account. I've got pretty lucky, to be fair. I thought I'd point this out now because I completely forgot, of course, Straze as well. And yes, and you end this video. Anyway, we have a lot of stuff, and I just wanted to point this out before I end the video.